Yeah. So Q scan and scan. So both actually both are same. In terms of scan. In terms of whatever the scan functionality do. So these both cover the same the same functionality. But change is Q scan masks some characters just like NRB code. Okay. So let's see what is NRB code, and so we have two functions which are NRB code and B code. Okay. Yeah. So B code is something that if you want to mask some kind of an unmatched quotation marks, unmatched parenthesis. Okay, that's where we use B code or NRB code. Let's see the difference. Okay, for example, if I have this Susan's office supplies, if I just run this one, happen. Yeah. So I get the Susan's office supplies, right? In the Yeah, here. Susan's office supplies. Okay, with apostrophe. Okay, with the quotation. But the same if I run this without this Susan without this one, without masking the quotation mark and my quotation mark, macro won't work. Yeah, macro throws an error. Okay, because of the unmatched quotation mark. So I'll just like it's got valid because it's not null. It's simple. I mean, if B code of this particular Susan's office supply is not equal to null, then I mean, no, put instance, put something in the log, valid, else put null value. So we got valid, right? Same thing. Well, let's see here. Ma'am, I'll just be back. I'm getting a call from my boss. I'll just be back, ma'am. Give me 2 minutes. Give me
Okay.
just. No, I'll be back in a moment, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's something called B code and NRB code. So where we use these to mask, to mask characters. So previously, if you remember, we used STR and and NRSTR, right, ma'am? Remember, right? These two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So B code and NRB code are something which are bit advanced to which are bit advanced to STR and NRSTR. Okay. So let's see this. Yeah. So B code function treats all parentheses. Clear, ma'am. Treats all parentheses and quotation marks produced by resolving macro variable references or macro calls as special characters. Okay. To be masked at execution. The same thing happened here, ma'am. Okay. The same thing happened here. So it masks this quotation mark, unmatched quotation mark, and just and while resolving the macro variable, so we got the we got the result which we required. Otherwise, so this special character macro thinks about it in a different way, and it'll throw as an error. Okay. Yeah. And next one. See here, it does not mask parentheses or quotation mark that are in the argument at compile time. It's okay. Therefore, it does not matter whether quotation marks or parentheses in the resolved value are matched. So each one is masked individually. Okay. So it means that so whether it is matched or unmatched, it doesn't care. So it will just mask it normally. So it'll just treat each individual parenthesis or a quotation mark as as individually and then mask them. Okay. Yeah. And when coming to NRB code, NRB code function is useful when you want to when you want a value to be resolved when first encountered, if possible, but you do not want any ampersands or percent signs in the result to be interpreted as uh, as operated by an personal eval function. So there's something that it will this NRB code normally will just again okay. Uh, this one, ma'am. If the argument of the NRB code function contains an unresolved macro variable, a reference or macro invocation, the microprocessor issues a warning message before it masks the ampersand or percent sign. Okay. So this apart from B code, the NRB code functionality is to mask ampersand and percent sign. Okay, ma'am. Because B code normally masks the um, quotation marks and parentheses. But apart from that, NRB code is especially useful, used to mask ampersand and percent sign. Got it, ma'am? So let's go to the examples. Yeah,
So like NSTR, it won't resolve that macro. That's you are saying, right? Macro
right, right,
variable.
right, ma'am. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see this example here. There is no example, so it's okay. I only have I have few examples here. Yeah. See here. If B code of ampersand s dot, okay, this done, and we need this one. That's clear. That's clear. Let's check. Yeah. See here, this table will be helpful. Will be helpful now. Okay. So yes, copy this one. Paste it over here. We go to this now. See here, type 1 operators. These operators, mnemonics and or GT equal to or not equal to GT and so on. Miscellaneous, blank, unmatched quotation marks, matched quotation marks, parentheses and so on. Type 2. Type 2 are, kind of an unmatched characters like single quotation, double quotation or parentheses. Type 3 are important, which are ampersand and percentage. Okay. So, let's go through this table one by one. Below table 1 is summary of these functions. So this tick mark means this function can deal with this type of characters. Okay. So macro coding function summary. Let's see this. So this first one is an str. So str it will mask these type all type 1, and in terms of type 2 it will mask only uh, yeah. So it will mask only when marked with the person is sent. Ma'am, if you remember, when using this str and nrstr, so we used to mention percentage symbol before the unmatched quotation mark, right? Unmatched,
Yeah.
yeah, a quotation or something or parenthesis. So it will only mask whenever it sees a percentage sign before the before an unmatched quotation mark or an unmatched parenthesis, like this one, ma'am. Okay. See here, I have given example. Yeah, in this way, because this particular thing is an unmatched quotation mark. So I have mentioned percentage here. Okay, so only at that moment it just recognize this particular thing as an unmatched quotation mark. So it will remove the so it will ignore, so SAS will ignore this particular unmatched quotation mark. Okay, and next one. Same with okay. So an NRSTR is type 3. So it even marks percent and percentage. But STR and code doesn't mask ampersand and percentage. So okay, this is NR code is different, ma'am. Okay, so let's see this B code. Um, okay. Uh, so just remember STR, NR STR, and NR now B code. Okay, B code it'll mask type 1 and type 2. The only helpful thing of so the only change between B code and STR is, so we doesn't need to require to mark a percentage sign before the unmatched quotation mark or a parenthesis. Okay, ma'am. And in terms of NRB code, the functionality is it works for it works just like NRSTR, but the only thing is, but the only update the but only we call it as an advanced function because it will mask even anything without the help of this marked with without the help of this percentage sign, and even and even it will mask both ampersand and percentage symbol. Okay, got it, ma'am? Any questions here? Hello?
Yeah, no, no, Raju.
Yeah, clear, ma'am, both of you?
Yeah,
Yeah, so but use, right? So we have different examples here, NRB code, B code, and so on. We just go through these, so it doesn't. Uh, you can just go through this. So where do we want to, where do we want to use, where do we need to use these uh, micro coding functions is something that whenever we have special characters. Okay, so for if we so whenever we have any kind of an unresolved unmatched special characters, then there will be a chance for the macro system to get open code. Okay, so that's where we, if you see here, we have let n equal to Tom and yeah. So if you see here, we have let n equal to Tom and Jerry. So normally n Jerry means so macro thinks that to be a variable. Okay, macro variable, right, ma'am? So it'll try to convert that. Okay, and next one, footer one equal to percent equal to n by n. Okay, you see here apparent invocation of macro percentage not resolved. Okay, so we use NRB code, and if you see this one, B code should ideally mask the percentage and percent. Let's see, ma'am. So why it is not masking? Yeah, So it just normal states that apparent symbol difference is not resolved. Apparent, invocation of the person is not resolved. Okay, let's see what happens if I just don't use this NR B code or B code. I mean, my point is B code. Just leave it as is without giving any kind of an coding functionalities. Yeah. Uh, I just giving so just a moment, ma'am. It's RSTR. And okay. So this is where, ma'am. Okay, let's see the explanation here. So if you see here, um, so we got this warnings, right? Okay, but as per the rule, even if you use even if you use NRB code or NRSTR, so even that warning shouldn't be there because it is masking this particular ampersand or percentage, right, ma'am? So let's see the explanation here. Okay. Uh, just let's go to the explanation here. Okay. How is macro function putting functions working? Okay. During the compilation period, the word scanner. Okay. Where is scanner? We'll check the code and the translate it to low level okay, pseudocode language and so microprocessor mask special characters by adding prefix and suffix to the string with the hexadecimal character is called delta character. Not required. The code and okay, the code and a B code will be treated as a normal text in the compilation period. So the special characters will cause some ambiguities. The other type is just a moment. So ideally it should work. I mean, NRSTR and NRB code have the same functionality as per this one, but ideally it should work. No, without the warnings. See this without warning. This resolve a macro variable or call a macro, then you use the functions which are so okay, let's see this one. Okay, understanding. Yeah. So if we start this one here, so when you to use a macro coding function, so Okay, ampersand and percent resolved at the compilation stage. Okay, execution ampersand percent execution at the execution stage. Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah. So, ma'am, so thing is, so why it didn't work here is, so at the time of the comparison stage, so it says that only STR and NRSTR works in terms of masking, but in terms of in terms of execution stage, B code and NRB code works more properly. So, in order to explain this one, so for example, yeah, so I have this, so this something called at the compilation stage because it is just um, so it is just uh, giving okay, no, it just creating a macro variable footer 2, but not being used anyway. So this stage is called a compilation stage, okay, where footer 2 is only being created. Okay, so for example, if I consider this example where where we need to use this particular thing. Just one moment, ma'am. Let's copy this example. My goodness. So let's see. So we got this. Okay, we're using here a B code is not equal to, then put params is valid. Okay, so when sample parameters are ELSTS sample 3 um, that B code imagery parameter 2 is monsters, comma and parameter 3 is Schindler's list. Okay, so let's just go to this, ma'am. Like you see here, statement is not valid or not in proper order because we have an unmatched quotation mark here, right, ma'am? And okay, so let's yeah, same thing here. Let's just use the quotation mark here. So we have NRSTR, B code, and B code. Even if you use another B code, we- okay, ma'am. Yeah, not resolve, then use because it is that because RSTR. Yeah. Here, become open code, man. Okay, 1 second. So, ma'am, any idea, getting it, what I'm doing, ma'am? Hello?
Research.
Okay. So, the difference between here,
No, you're talking about it.
sorry, ma'am. Sorry?
I mean, I could not hear you if you were talking.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. So, the difference between this NRB code, way to use this, NRB code, and B code, and where to use NRSTR and STR. So, it depends on the compilation stage or the execution stage. So, whenever you're trying to create, any kind of variables in this way, macro variables, where you want to assign this particular Tom and Jerry in name one or ampersand person equal n by n in footer two. So at that moment, it is always advisable to use NRSTR because because it's because it's a comparison phase. Okay, but whenever you're using any kind of a uh, this any kind of these macro variables to be masked in the execution phase, which is in this way, which is in terms of in terms of a data step, or in between macro and statement. I mean, only in terms of in terms of execution phase, which is whenever you see any kind of uh, masking to be used in between a data step or some conditionals or in between conditions. So there we need to use B code or NRB code. Okay, so that's the difference, ma'am. So only at that moment, and how does this NRSTR and B code works differs over there. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, Raju, but just in the sample three, like this one.
Yeah.
So you are using there or NRSTR.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
can you run this one more time?
Yeah. Yeah. Once again.
The last one.
Yeah.
So it is showing this is valid, right?
Yeah.
So this is the execution phase, right?
No, this is the execution phase, ma'am. So it is just masking the data. That's it. It's doing nothing.
Okay.
So it is just masking. Whenever we use just for masking, so as at the point where you want to just directly uh, put this in Tom and Jerry in the whenever it resolves something. So at that moment it should be there, Tom and Jerry. Okay. So only at that moment, so we use. So only at the my point is only at the resolving for functionality in terms of data step or any kind of conditional statements, we use B code and NRB code, but just simply by passing a data, I mean passing something, I mean in terms of here. So this belongs to the compilation phase, ma'am. It's just masking. It is just giving something to the this data. That's it. Okay? It's giving something to this code. Okay. Just remember, ma'am, whenever you're creating something new always it is just to use, it's better to use NRST or STR. Okay, but whenever you want to resolve that particular thing, okay, whenever you want to resolve the particular data, so if you see here we are resolving this, right, ma'am? We want to resolve this ampersand param one dot, right? Only at that moment we have to use NRB code or B code. I mean, even here can be used, but if you use at the if you use NRB code or B code at the execution phase, it works more effectively. That's what I mean. The difference between STR, NRSTR, and B code and NRB code. Any questions, ma'am, in terms of these?
No.
Both of you, ma'am, clear, or just you want to go through again?
No, it's clear. Just have question means like in the param 3, you use Bicot over there, right?
Param 3. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
param 3. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
You are, yeah. So like I'm not getting this only like first because here is the ampersand symbol.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you use NRSTR over there.
Where, ma'am? This one.
Yeah,
Okay,
param
so,
1.
okay. Let me just explain you again. Let's use this percentage symbol here. It's NRST. Yeah. We still get this. Okay. But in order to avoid this percentage symbol, now if you see here, we got some error. I mean, it's not working. I mean, we got an open code.
Okay.
Yeah, B code. See, B code here. So because only the whenever it sees a unmatched quotation mark, the thing is it goes to open code. Yeah. So that's the issue, ma'am. If you use percentage here, okay, percentage here, then as per request, STR works, right? Because STR works. See this particular um this matrix. See this matrix. So this table. So it'll say so it says that marked with percentage sign only. So it works whenever these characters, unmatched quotation marks or parentheses. So we need to have percentage symbol before these unmatched ones. Only at that moment, STR and NRSTR works. Okay. In order to avoid that, we use B code and NRB code. The same thing here. Okay. Adding percentage sign here, the sign here, sign there again, and just using NRSTR. It's not feasible because, for example, if we don't know the if we don't know this functionality called B code or NRB code, then we can happily use this STR or NRSTR. Okay, by mentioning the personal sign. Okay, but if you know what is the what is the use of B code and NRB code, then you can directly use B code whenever you have unmatched quotation marks. Okay.
Yeah, got it right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Ma'am, any questions in terms of this? But I can say, I mean, a bold rule. And whenever you're creating something in terms of person is let name equal to, okay, name equal to so and so with some with some special characters. So always, I mean, no, always, just boldly remember that. Just to use NRSTR. Okay, NRSTR or STR. Okay, whenever you're creating something new macro variable, but it has some kind of a some kind of special characters, it's always best to use NRSTR or STR. Got it, ma'am?
Yes, Raju.
Any questions, ma'am, in terms of these?
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, Raju.
No.
Okay. Next one. Yeah. I'll remove this. Yeah. Saved. Yeah. So here, QScan mask the same characters as of NRB code. So what does especially NRB code mask it, ma'am? The special the special characters are ampersand and percentage. And yeah, and the other one is, so it works without mentioning percentage symbol before the unmatched quotation marks or or parentheses, right, ma'am? So the Q scan works the same way, just like NRB code. Okay, let's see this. Yeah, if see here, I just mentioned a note here. If a unmatched sign or double quotation mark or open or close parenthesis is used with STR and NRSTR, okay, these characters must be preceded by a percent sign. Okay, I mentioned a note here. Yeah. Let's see the example of a Q scan, I mean, a scans or Q scan. Okay. So I have this let NRSTR percentage A into percentage B into percentage C. Okay, let's see once. Yeah, I got this percentage A into percentage B into percentage C, right? Yeah. So I mean this percentage put, the third word is in X. Okay, the third word in X. Okay, with scan. So let's see. Percentage scan ampersand X comma 3. Okay, ampersand X is the variable name. Okay, little dot 3. 3 is the length. I mean 3 is the position, right? The third position. So based on what, ma'am? Based on star. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Clear, ma'am?
Yeah.
No, the same like scan functionality. Okay, you got it. Third word in X with scan is C. Is it C? Yeah. So what it is doing, ma'am? If you observe carefully, so we are getting how many? 6 C's. Okay, but here we have only a percentage C, right, ma'am? So, ma'am, no getting any difference here. Why are we getting this all C's?
From the, it is resolving from above one.
Exactly, because the the useful of Q scan. Okay, so what exactly we want is only this percentage sign. Okay, we are getting this percentage sign. It is scan. Because of just scan functionality, it is not masking this particular percentage symbol, and we already have and we already have what is the output of, okay, output of one second, C. So we are getting percentage C. right? Right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here, if you use this one, Q scan, then you'll get here percentage C because it will mask the particular data. No, it will mask the C. So, it will mask the percentage sign. Just make sure that SAS doesn't treat that to be a macro, macro percentage, just a normal, no, just a normal character. That's it. Nothing more than that. So it will directly print that in the log as percentage C. Okay. That's the difference between Q scan and scan because scan works like NRB code, which means it will mask percentage and ampersand. Right, ma'am? I'm clear on this. Any questions in terms of scan, Q scan?
Yeah. No, Raju.
Okay. So, whenever you want to use scan with the scan function, okay, you don't have to use mention sysfunc again, the person sysfunc again. You can directly use scan, percentage scan. And now, so other one is substr. Okay. If you see here we are creating macro variables, but here we are creating here we are creating macro names. Got it, ma'am?
Yeah, Raju.
Yeah. Because so for example, if you want to resolve this C, you have to mention percentage C dot, not ampersand
Yes.
dot, right? Right, ma'am?
Yes, Raju.
Yeah. Not dot,
So
not dot, sorry.
cosine,
It's
semicolon.
semicolon, sorry. So, yeah, we got this. Sorry, we got this one. Normally, it should always be resolved in a different kind of environment like this one now. Okay. So we got this. Here we are specifically using macro variables. No, we are specifically creating macro variables. Let's see. Okay. In last one, C, I want only ampersand and ampersand B, but it shouldn't be resolved. So I used mask and the rest here. So I get ampersand A, ampersand B. But for example, if I don't use the in the rest here, then no, what will I be getting, ma'am?
Uh, it will resolve, right?
Yeah. So what will I be getting?
1 and 2.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah, same thing, ma'am. One and two with the brackets also. No, I mean, with the parentheses. Okay, which we don't want it. Or else, if I remove this one, it doesn't require. Okay. I get one and two. Okay. But I require, but I don't know. I don't want that to be um, resolved. Okay. I want as one and two. Okay. Now we'll see. Sorry, and I want it as ampersand A, ampersand B. Okay. So no, put with substr, ampersand C. Okay, ampersand C 1, comma 2. So which is okay, 1, comma 2 is ampersand A, right, ma'am? Let's see. We got with substr on what is on? Oh, yeah. Okay. Clear, right, ma'am? So we got ON because it is 1, comma 2. So what is ampersand C?
Okay, I one. So it's like O N.
No.
Yeah, I got
What is ampersand C? So if I use ampersand C of 1 comma 2, so what will I be getting? Ampersand A, right?
it. Yeah,
Yeah. So in ampersand A, what is 1 comma 2 is ON.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's the cycle. Cycle. We have to observe. Okay. So what it's doing is it is resolving that to ampersand A, and again ampersand A is been is being resolved to 1. So in 1, what is 1 comma 2 is ON on, right? Okay. In order to suppress, in order to mark this particular ampersand, and if you want the result only for ampersand A, use Q sub str. Okay. Anyway, this is working the same. I think it shouldn't be. Just a moment, ma'am. Just a moment. Yeah, Sebastian, okay. Yeah. Q Sebastian masks the same characters as of NRB code, just like Q scan, right, ma'am? But why are we getting ampersand A? Yeah, sorry. I guess I didn't run this particular thing. So, yeah, so I didn't run this particular thing. Okay. So this is what, ma'am. Ampersand A. And here, so what it is doing is, it is what's happening here, ma'am. Uh, 1 comma 2 of ampersand C is ampersand A. So we are getting ampersand A value, which is 1. Okay. So it's not resolving again. So we are getting it as 1. Okay. And here with Q sub str, it should not resolve ampersand A to 1, because it should mask ampersand A, and and we are getting the same ampersand A. Okay. So that's what, ma'am. Whenever we have any kind of we have scan substr, and we have Q scan and Q substr. So Q scan works the same functionality as normal scan, but the only thing is it works like NRB code, and same thing in terms of Q substr. Okay, it works same like NRB code in terms of masking, but substr functionality is same. Okay, yeah. Ma'am, clear,
So
ma'am, on this?
Rajiv,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So it is taking one as a first, like, and space as a like a delimiter here in the
Exactly.
first one,
Yeah, exactly, ma'am.
because before it was showing
No,
ON,
no,
right?
no. No. So before, what happened is I haven't done this particular thing. Okay. Before, what happened is I didn't use this ampersand NRSTR. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so right now it is
Okay.
this
I'll
ampersand.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
just show you, ma'am. Okay. So first thing is, whenever I use person substr ampersand C 1 comma 2. So this ampersand C is being resolved to ampersand.
A and B, right?
Just no, just ampersand A. Okay. ampersand C 1 comma 2 is here. Ampersand C 1 comma 2 is starting from 1 here first. Okay, so I'll just copy this one. Okay, starting from 1 here, 1 2. Okay, so I'm getting this ampersand A. Okay, so here what happens? So what happens is, so once it resolves, once it resolves to ampersand A, this ampersand A is getting resolved to 1. That's it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it is taking the delimiter as a, like, we are giving 1 and 2, right? So we are giving the length for that. So ONE1 is a complete one length it is taking, right?
Yeah, so the only one function what is doing is it is considering ampersand A as its value. Okay, but it's not stopping over there. It again, because ampersand A has has 1 as a variable, right? So
Yeah,
it is giving 1 as a value. That's it. It is not considering it is not considering substier over 1, right, ma'am?
yeah. So it's taking first value, that's it. And
Right,
one,
right.
so
Taking
we are
first value.
giving the length, right? 2.
Yeah,
So
length 2.
for,
Yeah, yeah. So 1 length 2 is it is counting this one ampersand A. So ampersand is 1 and A is 2, right? So it's
okay,
counting this one.
okay, got it. Yeah,
So in Subestia in Subestia what we are getting is ampersand A,
yeah,
and again ampersand A is being resolved to 1 because we are not masking it, right, ma'am?
yeah.
If you mask it with the help of Q Subestia, it will stay as ampersand A.
AB.
Yeah, just A because it's 1 and 2, ma'am, not AB.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Clear, ma'am, on this? Any questions?
Yes.
Ma'am, both of you, any questions, ma'am, in terms of Q scan, Subestia, Q Subestia?
No, yeah.
Okay. No, I'll just copy this one and paste it in the shared drive once again. So, anyways, no, I'll do it afterwards, ma'am. Okay. And now the last thing is multiple ampersands. Okay. Let's see how this multiple ampersand work. So till now what we know is sorry, okay. So till now what we know is only ampersand A. Only single ampersand. So normally single ampersand get resolved to this one B, this C. Okay, let's run this one. So it will resolve to B, C, and A, right? Right, ma'am? And now, okay. So what is double ampersand A? Okay, let's see this. It's again B. Okay. So and what is triple ampersand A? So we're getting C here. Okay. So triple ampersand A is C and 4 ampersands. 4 ampersand A is again B. Okay. So what is the functionality of this one? Let's go through that. So normally what happens is, whenever we have, any kind of a multiple ampersands, so, it gets resolved. So from left to right, okay, it counts the number of ampersands from left to right, okay. For every 2 ampersands, it considers that to be single ampersand, okay, and then goes to the, and then jumps to the next ampersand. So here, okay, so here what's happening is it is considering double ampersand to be single ampersand. Okay, so what is, so here the functionality is, so we have two ampersands here. Once we execute that, it no it gets converted to single ampersand A. Okay, so what is single ampersand A is B,
B.
right, ma'am? Yeah, and
Yeah.
now the no the next functionality triple ampersand. So consider last two. I mean, from left to right, consider the first two ampersands. Okay, the first two ampersands resolve to single ampersand. Okay, and and again, what is single ampersand A is B. Okay, the first two will resolve to single ampersand, and then we have then we have ampersand A. Okay, so what is ampersand A, ma'am? It is B. Okay, it is B. So ampersand A is getting resolved to B. And now, so what is ampersand B is C. Yeah, and again, let's see this. Okay, so we have double ampersand. Okay, the first double ampersand will resolve to ampersand, and the second double ampersand will resolve to ampersand A, and again and again and again. No, from left to right. So these two double ampersand will resolve to single ampersand. So what is single ampersand A equal to B? Getting it, ma'am?
Yeah.
Confused?
No, right.
Okay. And now 5 ampersands. Okay. So this what happens is single ampersand. No, the first two ampersands is single ampersand. Next two ampersands is no next two ampersands is single ampersand, and last one is ampersand A, which is B.
B.
Okay. And again, what is double ampersand is single ampersand B. So what is single ampersand B? It is C. Right, ma'am?
Yeah.
We got C. In this way, take it as I mean n number of ampersands. The principle is same. So starting from left to right, start cutting down all the double ampersands to be 1 ampersand, and then resolve the particular data. Yeah, clear, ma'am, on this? This is quite important, ma'am, in terms of whenever you do any kind of an uh, automation, use any kind of a dates, or use any kind of a do loops and so on. This is very helpful. Okay. Yeah, and this is the end of this macros, ma'am. If we go to this as handouts, I'll paste this one, ma'am. Let's see where it's best. So we have examples left here. Okay. So these are all examples, ma'am. Uh, let's go through the examples, ma'am. Let me know, if you have, any questions on this. Okay, on these examples. I'll paste these. This one. See where to paste. I'll paste here, ma'am. Okay. Just go through this metrics, ma'am. You know, That'll be very helpful. Another one is I'll even paste this one. This one too. Yeah, remember this chat, ma'am. Remember this flow chart. Paste it below here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just follow this. Okay. Ma'am, I know. Go to these macro dates. Okay. Just go to these macro dates and let me know if you have any questions on this. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. So, any questions, ma'am, or in terms of macros? Hello.
No, sir.
So, in terms of if I wanted to show an example in terms of ampersands, ma'am. So, 2 days back, we have discussed the issue, right, ma'am? I just gave an simple assignment, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. That's what where we can use double ampersand. Yeah. And even Priyanka ma'am has given an example here. I'll just stop recording.